All right. Hey, guys, welcome back to Stand Up Fantasy for week 2 of the NFL season. I am your host with the most, Alex Dominguez. With me, like always, my confidant, my blue-eyed monster, Steve Josefson. How's it going, buddy?
Gray eyes. Hey, how's it going, Alex?
They are blue to me. Don't ever contradict me anymore, ever.
Did you just blow your eardrums out with that intro?
I did. Well, it's weird. It's kind of hard to hear yourself. I like the one earpiece, not the two. Which is, I don't know. I'm just weird like that.
No. It was good. It was yeah. You screamed.
I screamed and I was like, that's kind of loud.
Whoa.
Hey, do you want to introduce our guest this week? Because I know
Oh
he's a
yeah,
buddy
man.
of yours.
We have my buddy Rick Hong.
Rick
Hong.
Hong.
Rick Hong. What up? In Hong we trust. This man has guided me through many a fantasy football decision over the years. He is a fantastic entertainment host with the most. My man over there with the NFL background, and he's wearing my Niner bandana.
I got a Niners shirt on too, but I don't think
he's
you can
got
see
a Niners shirt on. We're team neutral here. The hosts are team neutral on this show. But we love it when our guests get into it, man. That's awesome.
Dude, one thing I know is you guys aren't Team Browns. That's for sure.
No, we're definitely not Team Browns.
But I'm glad you brought up the Browns because I have a question for you, Mr. Rick Hong.
Yes.
We're recording on Thursday evening.
Yes, today.
Thursday.
So let's say, for the sake of argument, you have a fantasy team, and you had to decide between Nick Chubb, Benny Snell, and Adrian Peterson. Who would you start?
Oh man, that's. I mean, truthfully though, like, the only guy that's actually starting is Chubb. Benny Snell, I would like him, except for the fact that I don't know if Connor's going or not. And Adrian Peterson, I mean, dude, how old's that guy? Like, he's like, what, 52?
35.
Yeah, he's 35.
What was his nickname? Old Day AP? Old Day Adrian Peterson? Is that what his nickname is now?
Old Day.
Old Man Peterson.
No, I mean, if you had to play the Lions, backfield, I would definitely say Adrian Peterson. But between those three choices, I'd have to go with the guy that's the actual starter in Chubb. Doesn't mean that I like it, but otherwise I would go for Benny Snell. But today's only Thursday and not Sunday. So if you have to make a choice, go with Chubb, because the last thing you're going to do is James Conner is going to try to make his last run, literally. And he's going to try to run, week 2, and he's going to hurt himself. And then Benny Snell will come in anyways. And Benny Snell seems to be the better runner because James Conner can't stay healthy. He's not Sarah Connor 1985. He's Sarah Connor 2018.
Oh, geez. So even though Chubb is splitting time with Kareem Hunt, who actually outran him last week, you would still go with Nick Chubb.
Definitely. I would still go with Nick Chubb. I mean, here's the thing: is that the Browns are awful regardless. They're bad all around. So Kareem Hunt is great, but he's supposed to be their pass catching back.
So all right, I'm gonna make the change now because you said so.
Were you going to do Benny Snell?
I was gonna do Benny Snell. I know that.
Steve, wait, Steve, what do you think?
I was actually going to say in Hong we trust, because initially my first reaction was to advise him to play Snell.
Right. Which is the smart choice, except today is Thursday.
And they don't know until at least the last practice what's going to happen with Connor. So if he's a full go, he was a full go the last few days, which is surprising everybody. And if he's a full go, I think it's Friday's practice, then he will suit up, which is tomorrow. But, Snell plays in about an hour here, so about an hour and a half. So,
dude, it's saying James Conner healthy.
So go with.
This is what it's saying. Connor was a full participant in Thursday's practice. Like I said, he won't last a season for sure. So it's great to have Benny Snell. It makes me kind of wish I actually had Benny Snell now, but considering he went for nothing on my waiver wire. But if you're talking about fantasy football and paying and doing drafts and everything, you got to go with Chubb right now.
Okay. I was actually going to sit Chubb and then decide on Adrian Peterson or Benny Snell on Sunday.
Well, who else is on waivers? Is there anybody else on waivers that you might be able to use?
Let's see. Who's on the waiver wire?
Is Josh Adams available? Because Le'Veon's out.
You know who I do like from Miami is Myles Gaskin. He actually played really well last week.
Who are they playing this week?
Everybody's picking him up.
They're playing Buffalo.
Too.
They're playing Buffalo. Latavius Murray is on the waiver wire.
Yeah,
Murray. No, do you know what? They're going to use a lot more Murray. I still like Chubb better than Murray, but they're going to use a lot more Murray. Like they're going to use him like Ingram because
you're not using him this week, though. You're not using Latavius Murray this week. There's no way.
I like Myles Gaskin. I might have to pick his ass up.
I'd go with Rick here and play Chubb tonight, to be honest with you.
All right, Chubb.
It's a risk. It's a risky play. Snell's going to be a risky play too anyway. But after looking into it, I think that you can't go wrong with Hunt and Chubb tonight.
Because let's look at it this way. Who's the goal line back? They're probably going to give Chubb a shot before they give Kareem Hunt a shot.
That's fair. Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, because you're talking at least a better chance at this stage, only being week 2, at Chubb getting the goal line first. Down the line, you want Kareem Hunt, but I mean, granted, I'd stay away from anything Browns because Brown is also the color of but they're the Cleveland Browns until they get a different quarterback. If you can't get the ball I can get the ball to OBJ more than Baker can. So if you can't get the ball to OBJ, there are serious problems. Like they're talking about Allen Robinson being upset in Chicago and wanting a trade. If I was OBJ, I would say, dude, trade me now.
He's been, hasn't he? Didn't he say that too? Didn't he come right out and say it? They were saying, speculation he might come to my Niners. But we just picked up Sanu.
Yeah.
Well, you know what though? Shanahan has a rapport with him from Atlanta. I mean, granted, he didn't do anything in Atlanta either of note. Like I was telling Rick this the other day. He was supposed to come in and take over Hushmanzada's role a few years ago, back in Cincinnati when he was with the Bengals, and then he just didn't do anything. He goes to Atlanta, he doesn't do anything. Then he goes to freaking New England, and you're like, hey, all right, Belichick, Brady, everybody, New England. He doesn't do shit, and they cut him in New England. I mean,
because he had that. His problem too is that he had the surgery off season, and the reason New England cut him is because they said that he didn't look good during training camp post surgery.
He didn't look good anyway.
So
he didn't look good anyway. He's gonna look good.
Sanu's a good. He's a good quarterback.
He's a good guy. He's just probably a nice man.
He's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
Good quarterback. Oh yeah, he did. He has thrown a couple of touchdown passes, hasn't he?
That's what I'm saying,
sure.
Man. He's
Jimmy can't
the
get
guy
anybody the
that
ball.
you want on the field with your other quarterback. That's all I can say. That's when Sanu matters. That's when Sanu will score for you.
All right. Well, speaking of quarterback, let's get down to it. For anyone who's new to the show, the way it works is that our guests and our hosts get to pick a team for their weekly fantasy. We play only Sunday games. Monday and Thursday are on separate episodes. And for the purpose of this show, we're basing our numbers off of DraftKings. So first up, quarterback.
Quarterbacks. Anyways, Rick, who do you like this week?
Let's do it. All right. NFL $2 million, play action, $200K to first. You know, a guy that I love that's going to be throwing all day long is Matt Ryan. Matty Ice.
All day hung.
Ooh, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I'll definitely have some exposure to him for sure.
He is priced at, okay,
6,600 against Dallas. You're not worried about the Dallas D in Jerryville?
Well, dude, but they don't have Van Der Esch.
It's true.
Van Der Esch is out, and I'm not really worried about their D too much, and not to mention that they don't have the Falcons don't have a running game, so Matty Ice is going to be throwing.
Now, will you pair him up with Julio Jones?
Nope, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley, okay.
That's who you want to pair him up with.
We love Ridley, man.
Yep, dude. I'm so mad. I in my auction league, and this girl was drunk and she just kept racing. I was like, dude, what is going on? So I lost out, and I'm really upset that I don't have Calvin Ridley on my team.
Steve, who do you have for quarterback?
Oh man, I'm gonna go back to the well here with my guy from last week. This man made me a little bit of pocket change last week.
I know who you're going for.
He's a legend. Who do you think, Rick? Who do you think? I want to see if we if we're on the same page here. Who do you think it is?
Wait, for quarterback?
Yeah, for quarterback.
Oh, you're going with Aaron Rodgers.
Hey! He's right. Absolutely. Aaron Rodgers destroyed Minnesota. He picked them apart last week. They are playing Detroit this week. Detroit, we know what
look what Trubisky did against Detroit. I mean,
look at what Trubisky. Look at what Trubisky did last week. Absolutely right. I'm going back to the well with Aaron Rodgers. I'm pairing him with Devontae Adams, and I might even double stack it with Alan Lazard because
you know what, dude? I would actually put Julio with Ridley.
Yeah, you could do that too. You see what the lineup is. Because
I'd rather have Russell Gage with Ridley for bargain price.
There you go. That's actually that. No, Gage had a solid game last week. I'm on him also this week as well. But yeah, for me, my quarterback. I'm starting with Rodgers, and again, we're jumping over to wide receiver, but my lineup already has Devontae Adams and Lazard in it for a little double stack action there because I think he's going to be slinging the ball around. I think it might be a bloodbath in Detroit again, unfortunately, this week.
What I like about that bloodbath, that basically means that Aaron Jones will be running all day Hong too because they're going to be running down that clock. So Aaron Jones is going to be cha-ching, cha-ching.
I might do another lineup with Rodgers and Jones in it as well, and maybe like Adams or Lazard. I just feel like you put four of them in the same lineup, you're leaving yourself a little thin, and you're kind of depending on that. But that's just me. We're not playing the Rocha rule here. Alex, you want to explain to our viewers what the Rocha rule is once again? We allowed Dave to do it last week.
We did. We broke the Rocha rule. The Rocha rules is you can't be a complete homer and pick every one of you, like every single player on your favorite team.
Yeah, totally.
Rick's wearing my Niners bandana right now, but he loves him some Chicago Bears.
Which I did remind Dave that his team would have to like score 60 points in order to.
Kind of almost did.
Almost did, yeah. Anyway, so my quarterbacks, I have a matchup quarterback and then I have a value quarterback. My matchup quarterback is Josh Allen versus the Dolphins. If what Cam Newton did was any indication, Josh Allen should have a field day against the Dolphins.
Play everyone against the Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm the anti-Rocha rule. I play every.
Wait, were they in New England or were they in Miami?
They were in New England.
That's the only difference. Miami's hot right now. Not by that much. No. Not. Well, the thing about it is Miami's scrappy in Miami, and Flores is a defensive coach. I still doesn't mean that I don't like Josh Allen. I do like that. So don't let me sway you. I like it. I'm just saying that sometimes Miami. It's like that swampy, like it's Florida, man. I mean, that place is,
I will. Yes, I was about to say that. That's the advantage Miami has at this time of year. It's so humid that it's difficult to kind of like breathe once you're down there, like especially if you're from up north. So I will give Miami the advantage of that. So my value quarterback, who I really do like at 6,100, is Kyler Murray.
I was going to say Josh Allen's not your value quarterback.
No,
so you got two.
Kyler, well, he's my matchup quarterback. He was my matchup quarterback because I thought he would play better against Miami. My value quarterback is Kyler Murray going up against Washington at home in Arizona.
But I'll tell you what, I like Josh Allen better than I do Kyler Murray, and I'll tell you because
I agree.
The thing with Kyler Murray is I think I know they're in Arizona, everybody's underestimating the Washington line, like the Washington D. And look what the Washington D did to the Eagles. Granted, the Eagles have a bad O-line, but I think the thing here is that Rivera is a defensive coach, so it's better not to underestimate Washington. And Kyler Murray, other than his wheels, he really didn't do a lot last week. Okay. He ran a lot of yards.
Oh, are you kidding? Wait a minute. Hopkins had a huge game though.
No. I'm saying he threw like that one to Hopkins, but Kyler Murray in terms of actual touchdowns himself didn't do a lot.
I mean, that one, hold on a second. What do you mean that one? He had 14 receptions on 16 targets, Hopkins did. And yes, that one, what they even have a touchdown. But my point, but I agree with you, Rick. I mean, that's a good for a tournament that I was real fast. For a tournament that we're in this size, that is actually a solid pick, I think.
Okay.
But I don't like it either. Having said that, I will probably have a share or two of Kyler Murray. Because again, that is a really good price point that Alex has. It could have been a fluky game, a defensive game that Washington had last week. We don't know for sure, but and Arizona's probably going to play with the lead anyway. So that lead could come from Murray chucking the ball around to Hopkins. So we'll see. I mean, because I don't know what Arizona's going to be able to do offensively at all. I mean, they didn't really show us that much last week at all. Their defense won the game essentially. But hey, listen, man, this is about lineup construction, and Hopkins is one of the best wide receivers in the game, and if you got Kyler and you're pairing him with Watkins,
Hopkins is so good that Christian Kirk is blanked in that offense.
Done. And then you got Fitzgerald too. And Fitzgerald had a couple of nice catches.
And
also.
you're going to be throwing the ball to old man Fitz because he still acts like he's not like old day Adrian Peterson. Larry Fitzgerald still seems like he's a Larry Fitzgerald that Carson Palmer was throwing to.
Yeah, and it's their home opener too, Rick. You got to take that in consideration also.
True.
I mean, home opener, COVID home opener.
So it's settled. I'm going to go with Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, moving on to running back.
Let's do it.
Here we go. What do you guys Rick, you're our guest.
I got my lineup set. Rick, you ready? I got it. I'll go with I picked Zeke. I got Zeke. I have a thing with Dallas. Atlanta's D does not look good again this year. And I think that in another lineup, I will probably have like a Dak and Zeke, Michael Gallup lineup as well. But I love Zeke this week. I think Zeke this week, yeah. I think he's going to have a solid week against Atlanta's run D. And then also for value, I'm going to jump on the hype train, and I'm going to pick Nyheim Hines. Everybody's saying Jonathan Taylor in Indy is going to be the guy from now on. Listen, Hines looked great last week. We all know what Rivers used to do with his running backs. He used to dump offs here to Melvin Gordon. He helped LT get into the Hall of Fame. Before he left, Eckler became a superstar. I like Nyheim Hines in a Rivers offense, pairing with Zeke Elliott this week.
I got David Johnson. Speaking of Arizona, I got David Johnson. I got him running, and what I like better about David Johnson running, I'll do even more sneaky play. I'm going to pick Leonard Fournette.
Ooh.
Well, you're talking Arizona. David Johnson is no longer in Arizona.
No, I know.
Okay, yes. Ooh, Fournette. Talk to me about Fournette. This has become a hot button topic. Talk to me about
I'll tell you, it wasn't until I was looking just now, because the thing is, Fournette just got there. So it made sense for Brady to be thrown to Rojo. Rojo looked good, but we know that Fournette's the better one. Rojo is Rojo.
100%.
He's never been great. That's why Peyton Barber had to get out of there, because neither guy was that great. We know that Fournette's the guy that they brought in to be the man. Fournette wants to be the man. He's been there 2 weeks now. And if Josh Jacobs ran the train all over the Carolina D last week, because I have Josh Jacobs, and I think he scored me like 100 points. That's how I won my team last week in my other league. So I think that Fournette is a really good sneaky bargain play for $4,800.
I like that call. But speaking of, we're talking about Peyton Barber for value as well. I have a hot take. Barber outscores Gibson this week. against Arizona. He had a solid game last week. He scored 14.9 fantasy points. I think you could go even lower. You want to go bargain basement dumpster diving? Peyton Barber, give him a shot this week in a GPP setting. As a matter of fact, yeah, you take Elliott out. I know everybody says Peyton Barber sucks. Peyton Barber, I got shit on so much by my buddies in
all I gotta
my
say,
football
Steve,
thread.
Peyton Barber, week 1, man.
It was week one. Yeah, it was week 1. But you just ride the hype train, see what happens. This is week to week. What have you done for me lately? You scored me 14.9 fantasy points last week. Now you're facing a worse run defense in the Arizona Cardinals, who by the way, Mr. Raheem Mostert, he got the most dirt last week in that was terrible. That was a really bad joke, wasn't it?
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
Don't ever do that one again. They gave up a lot of runs in Arizona, a lot of yards in Arizona to my man Mostert.
But then how else do you build a rookie's confidence more than saying, hey, week 2, here's your shot. Let's let you run all over these guys and see how you do.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. So there you go. But that's what I'm saying. You could also use Gibson too for value, crazy value. Yep. And then you can just pay up a wide receiver. I'm going to make a lineup with that. Full disclosure, I'll be making a lineup probably with Gibson, with Barber, not in the same lineup because you don't really want to play 2 running backs from the same team. But probably like a Nyheim Hines Gibson or Nyheim Hines Barber lineup, and then load it up with Adams and then maybe even McCaffrey in the flex, and then we got I don't know about Hopkins because he's in that with that awesome Washington defense, but we'll see.
Hey guys, I got picks. Anybody want to hear my picks?
Let's do it.
No.
I got picks. So I like to go with matchups. So I've got Delvin Singletary up against Miami this week.
Yes.
And Austin Eckler at home against Kansas City. I think Kansas City has a notoriously bad defense against the run, especially up the middle. And
Eckler's good. Eckler's good. I know a lot of people kind of were like, what the last week?
Right.
Eckler's good. Eckler's good. It's like I said, week 1, overreaction. Have some faith in Eckler. Week 2.
I understand it's hot in Miami, and I think I don't think Miami's defense is that much better than it was last year. And I think Delvin Singletary's going to be able to run on them. So I'm going to go with him.
I'd be a little careful, though, because I think Devin Singletary and Zach Moss had like almost a 50-50 split. It was like 53-46 split or something.
Moss's boss. Hey, Rick.
So I'd be like a little worried about that.
So yeah, again, this is but you're playing against 700,000 people here, and those are both solid, large field tournament picks. Because you never know. I mean, you can play anybody. You can literally play anybody.
I'm gonna go ahead I'm gonna play Sean Alexander for the same amount of money.
He's coming out of retirement.
He is. He should.
He's
on my new Madden now, too.
Yeah, my 49ers need some wide receivers. We picked up Mohamed Sanu. I heard that Manny Ramirez just signed with a team in Australia playing baseball. Let's get him on the team. Let's just get anybody. All right, so we moving on to a wide receiver?
Wide receiver.
All right, I already kind of locked down my 2 with Devontae Adams and Allen Lazard in this lineup. And then for value, this is going to be real chalky. Everybody's going to have him because, Mr. Godwin in Tampa Bay is out. So we're going with Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller. Oh, dude, that's right. Oh, man, you just oh, dude, I like that play a lot.
It's 4,100. He scored 12.9 fantasy points last week. He's got a connection with Brady. Hell, who knows? He could be Edelman for all we know. He could be the new Edelman with Brady. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really, really like that. I really like him this week at his price point, and I think it's a solid pick.
I was going to pick CeeDee Lamb, but Steve, after you said Scotty Miller, I like Scotty Miller. I took him off the waiver last week. I had to throw him back because of bench space, but I like Scotty Miller. If I could stash that guy, I would. But luckily nobody from my league is listening to this. So
Lamb, hey, you got to tweet it out, man. I'm not on Twitter, so
they're not on Twitter either. So
you got to do it. Yeah, but yes, no. CeeDee Lamb again, going with that Dallas narrative. I love Dallas this week in their spot against Atlanta. I love Atlanta too. You picked Matt Ryan. I'm going to have lots of shares both sides of that game. I'll probably game stack that game. Solid pick. Solid picks. Right. Who you got? Who else you got?
Well, I'm going to start off with I like this. I think this guy catches a lot of passes just because everyone focuses on Tyreek Hill. I like Sammy Watkins, Kansas City against away in Los Angeles. I like Calvin Ridley, and I like Jay Smith-Schuster.
Juju.
I like
Juju. Hopefully Juju's finally it's what's year 3 or year 4. So hopefully Juju's not bad Juju anymore. It's not his fault either because Ben went down, and then year 2 Antonio Brown was.
Yeah. I
have a hot take. Buddy of mine just texted me this. Juju plays in a fantasy football league, apparently with some people, and picked up Benny Snell last night.
So you think he knows something other people don't know?
Maybe.
All right, moving on. We have tight ends. Who do we like at tight end, guys?
Yeah.
I'll go to the well, and I'll say Dallas Goedert.
Ooh.
Dallas. Yeah, didn't both him and Ertz in Philadelphia last week have solid games?
Yep. Goddard had the better game, so it'll be interesting to see how this one balances out for this one. But
wow, he was huge last week, wasn't he? 27.1 fantasy points. You needed him to win. They're going up against the Rams, man. You think Aaron Donald's going to get in Wentz's face? I think Aaron Donald's going to get in Wentz's face.
Yeah, Donald's the man.
That's all right. Yeah, I'm just saying. I got what's this guy's name? I got Logan Thomas for the Washington football team.
Actually, I like that play.
It's real cheap. It's real cheap too. He's 3,600. It'll open up a lot of other things. He had a solid game. And they're playing Arizona. Arizona, is notoriously bad against tight ends, or have been in the past. And if my man Kittle didn't go down last week, he might have had a good game, but he went down. No. So we're going to go back. We're going to see if Logan Thomas can do anything against Arizona.
I like Logan Thomas
last week. And Alex, who you got?
Man, part of me really wants to go Noah Fant. For some reason, I really like him as a player.
Not this week, though. Not this week.
Yeah, so and handsome. It's against Pittsburgh.
So handsome.
I like
Pittsburgh
Hockenson.
D is the real deal.
Hawkinson's not bad.
Hockenson against Green Bay, that might not be a bad pick at all. Might not. I haven't even looked into it really in Hockenson.
Oy vey.
I don't have him on my list. That's why. But you can't go wrong.
Kelsey's too expensive.
You can go wrong with him.
Yeah, let's go with Hockenson. I'm gonna go with
Hockenson. It's Rosh Hashanah this weekend.
Is it really already?
On Saturday, yeah.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
Happy New Year, gentlemen.
Every day is like another day. So the only thing that keeps us sane right now is the fact that we got
Jewish holidays.
One day we got football another day. Exactly. That's the only thing that makes me let know that time has moved.
So do you want to skip over to defense before we come back to flex?
Sure.
Just because. Only because I like the defense are a little cheaper, so then I can see what kind of money I have to play with my flex player.
Well, with what I got, I had a lot of money still because I like going with kind of sleepers. So I think the no-brainer here is the Niners are going to just crush the New York Jets.
Oh, that's
Crowder's out with hamstring. Le'Veon Bell's out with hamstring.
Yep.
Darnold has if I was Darnold, I would just be like, Coach. It's like
he's got Chris Herndon.
Yeah.
It is the second lowest total on the slate. And you're right that actually it's the most expensive D, and I could pick them as well. I can go back and forth. They didn't look that great last week though against Kyler Murray.
Oh, the Niners?
Yeah, my Niners.
But think about but he's scrappy though. He runs versus, and they're gonna correct that problem. You can guarantee that Robert Saleh is gonna like be yelling at his team. So
not to mention Kittle's supposed to be back on, but
I mean, Bosa's gonna be running for Darnold all day.
100%.
And the only chance is that Darnold is gonna throw a couple Hail Marys to whoever the wide receivers on the outside that's Richard Sherman isn't covering because Sherman's out, and hopefully that's
what I was gonna say.
Make a play or two, but that's it.
I hope Sherman's on the sidelines cheering, man. I hope he's our biggest cheerleader this year, like getting in the face of those rookie DBs young DBs that we got. Because I'm just a little cautious, but I do have $200 left over from my defensive pick, which is the Steelers against Denver. They just looked so dominant again. Their defense looked so dominant again on Monday night. It is a shortened week, but I mean, I think that you can't go wrong. But again, you got there's so many different. You could even pick Washington against Arizona. Only thing is, Alex has Kyler Murray as Arizona too. But there's defenses. You just roll the dice and you can go all the way down to the Chargers against KC if you really want to get crazy. Chargers defense was solid. They kept him in the game last week. You got the Jets against. Here's another one. You got the Jets against my Niners, which that game just might be a shit show. I hate to say it. I'm hopeful because Kittle's coming back, but if you really want to go all the way down to 2,000, I wouldn't mind playing the Jets against my Niners.
I mean,
I'm not. I still think the Niners win the game.
You got the head coach, Adam Nutgase. So how well are they gonna actually do?
Yeah.
Like the only thing, if they had sports betting on who's not going to keep their job, I would throw money down on Adam Gase.
Probably. Oh, he's gone. Yeah, he's ruined two teams.
Unless they can string together a couple wins, this year, it's possible. So.
But this is the Jets. Come on.
Yeah. Right. I like their tight end. I like Chris Herndon.
Well, Steve, I heard that about you. I heard you like the tight end. So
I love tight ends.
I think the Jets have to stop drafting quarterbacks from USC. USC
probably right.
USC quarterbacks are notoriously horrible. Maybe one.
Darnold's not a bad quarterback. He's got a bad coach.
He's in a bad system.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Darnold, you look at Tannehill now, who almost went to the Super Bowl last year with a whole new team. I mean,
they probably should have gone to the Super Bowl last year. I feel like they
if he had a better kicker, he would have made it.
Gakowski.
Dude,
could you believe he missed 4 kicks? 4.
And an extra point, too. I mean.
Right, it was 3 kicks and an extra point.
3 kicks and an extra point.
You got one job.
But he made the one that counted. He made the one that counted. I mean, listen, this was kicking royalty at one point.
Sure. True. No, and that's the thing, though. If he would have made just 2 of those 4 kicks, it didn't matter, extra point, field goal, 2 field goals, like they would never even be in that position. So
right.
Did he get cut this week?
No. But you guarantee this is it. This is it. Like he misses something major this week, they're bringing in competition or they're cutting him.
I'm surprised they let him back on the bus, to be honest with you. Like
they won the game. He came through when it mattered.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have got to that point. If he had made 3 of those 3 field goals, it would have been a moot point. They wouldn't need that last kick.
It says something about kickers, though. Once kickers have to have surgery for anything, they're done. They never come back the same.
You got to put them down. You got to shoot them like a horse. Put them down. Man, I really like I think the best is the 49ers because the Jets are so deficient on offense.
Terrible.
But they're so expensive. So I'm trying to find a value.
Packers
against Detroit. I mean, Detroit loves to just mess up.
He doesn't have Galladay.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones didn't step out and do much.
Yeah.
I don't think Amendola's 100% either.
Alex, you can even go down to your Dolphins again this week at home against Buffalo.
No, not with Josh Allen.
Oh, that's right. You like Josh Allen.
Yeah, I like Josh Allen. All right, let's go with Green Bay. I like Green Bay against so that leaves me
Yeah, it's not a bad pick either.
That's
5,600.
decent value. Decent
Yeah.
value.
So leave me with 5,600 for my flex.
What was I going to say? Oh, you could also do Tampa against the Bucks. Or I'm sorry, they are the Bucks. Tampa against Carolina.
I saw that too. I was like, oh, that's
Mhm.
Carolina doesn't have.
I like the Green Bay pick though.
Yeah, let's
I like
stick
the
with
Green
Green Bay.
Bay.
Let's stick with Green Bay. All right, moving on to
Because
the
Matt
flex.
Patricia's not going to have a job either. So
No.
All right, moving on to the flex with the remaining. How much do you have left, Steve?
Well, mine's already done, but I have 4,700 left. And the funny thing is, here maybe you guys can help me out with this. I have 4,700 left. I'm going all the way down at 4,500 to Paris Campbell.
Yep.
Against Minnesota. I mean,
I like it.
You know, like Rivers is not a bad quarterback. Rodgers destroyed Indy last week. I think Paris Campbell had a solid game. I think he and T.Y. Hilton could both have solid games this week. I really like that pick, which gives me an extra 200 to go up to my Niners defense if I want. But I still think I might play the Steelers against Denver. But we'll see. But that's what I'm going with. But there's a lot. I got a lot of options.
Steelers against Denver's good, man. I like that.
Yeah.
New quarterback.
I like that too.
Cortland Sutton's not playing.
But there's a lot in this range, man. Like you got Frank Gore, who is now the starter in New York. Revenge game against the Niners. You got Cam Akers, whatever. I mean, who knows what happens. Cam in with the Rams because Malcolm Brown just, went bonkers last weekend. Then you got Benny Snell right under them at 4,500 as well, who, Juju picked up. Juju picked up for his fantasy team. And then, Deontay Johnson. But out of that group, I like Paris Campbell the most. Anyway,
I like Paris Campbell. I like it. I like that's a good choice.
That's where I'm going. What you got, Rick? Who's your flex?
Well, so my wide receivers, I've got Ridley, Gage, Miller. So my flex left me with a lot of money. So I picked Devontae.
Devontae Adams. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, that's great. Who's your quarterback? Well, we're gonna run the teams anyway.
Yeah.
Alex, did you make a decision? How much you got left?
I got 5,600, and I'm thinking of Lazard at 5,300.
Yeah,
man.
Lazard's good. Lazard's great. Good, solid number 2 against the Detroit Lions. Yep.
So
MVS had a huge game last week too. Actually, surprisingly,
he had a couple of drops though too. He did have but that's
a lot of
thing.
drops.
Like downfield. Yeah, that's why he's number 3 and not number 2.
Well, he was supposed to be number 2. Anyway, running back down our teams here, Alex. You want to do that now?
Let's do it. Let's run it down. Should we go with our guest? Start with our guest.
Rick, what you got?
Who do you got?
Let me write this down.
Rick Hollywood Hong. Here are my picks: Matt Ryan at QB, David Johnson at running back, Leonard Fournette at running back, Devontae Adams at wide receiver, Calvin Ridley at wide receiver, Russell Gage at wide receiver, Dallas Goedert at tight end. Put Scotty Miller in my flex, and defense, 49ers.
Nice. Who do you have, Steve?
Sorry, I was just writing Rick's $100,000 winning lineup down here. Niners. I'm just kidding. Anyways. I got Aaron Rodgers, my quarterback. Zeke Elliott, running back. Naheem Hines. That sounds German, man. Like you, Naheem Hines. We're talking about Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, man. Devontae Adams, Lazard, going with that Rodgers. I didn't even think about this. I should maybe run it back with somebody from Detroit. But let's be honest, Detroit sucks, right? They're not going to do anything. Are they going to do anything against the Packers? No.
If I was going to pick anybody, maybe Hawkinson, but that's it.
Hawkinson or even you don't think Marvin Jones?
That's what they said last week. Marvin Jones didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything. You're right. And go all day. Who knows what's going to happen with your boy go all day. So Scotty Miller is my third wide receiver. Then I got Logan Thomas going against Arizona. Paris Campbell is in my flex. Steeler D.
Ooh, nice. All right. And for my picks, oh boy. Oh gosh. I had Hawkinson at tight end, but I might swap him out for Goddard.
There you go. I'm telling you, man, in Hong we trust.
All right.
One of the only picks I don't like on his team is Fournette, but we talked about it. He could have a solid game too.
It's more of like a real deep sleeper value pick than it is anything else.
No, I think a lot of people are going to be on him this week, though. Actually, so we'll see.
All right. So my picks are my quarterbacks: Kyler Murray. I have Devin Singletary, Austin Eckler, Juju Schuster, Sammy Watkins, Calvin Ridley, Goddard, Lazard, and the Packers.
$200,000 come to us.
All right, guys. So that brings us to the end of our show. We all got to run because there's some basketball and some football going on that I really want to watch.
That's true. Basketball's coming on right now, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Rick, where can we find you on social media?
You guys can always find me on Instagram at Rick Hong. On occasion, I might have something very thought-provoking to say on Twitter at Rick Hong as well, but just find me on the gram.
Awesome. Steve, have you entered the 21st century yet and gotten yourself a social media account?
No.
Excellent. Well, you can find me on Instagram at AlexDMac, Facebook, and all that other great stuff. It's all AlexDMac. And, guys, thank you guys for joining us. Rick, dude, you're awesome, dude. I would love to have you on the show more often.
Please come back.
Hey, thanks for having me. I always have a good time.
Dude, you have an open invitation. You are our expert. Normally we have a comedian who's funny.
Instead, I'm funny looking. That's why they only hear my voice.
You are fantastic, and we love having you. Come back anytime. And Steve, as soon as I can get Rick on full time, you're gone, buddy. I'm gonna get rid of you.
Bye.
Guys, on behalf of Stand Up Fantasy, I'm your host, Alex Dominguez, my co-host, Steve Josefson, and our guest, Rick Hong. Thank you, guys. Good luck. We'll see you next time.
Later, guys. Go watch some games.
Let's watch some games.
Let's watch some games.